Welcome to Revsportz. We're here at the Grand Hyatt Hotel in Mumbai where the WPL auction will be happening. And of course, we have to talk about the teams, and we will start with Gujarat Giants because they're going into this auction with the highest purse of 5.95 crores, which is a substantial amount for a mini auction. They also have the most slots available to fill. They have 10 slots to fill with overseas slots 3 available. So when we look at it, retained players, of course, we have Ashley Gardner, Beth Mooney. Of course, in the last season, Beth Mooney's season was cut short because of that calf injury. She only got to play one match. But we have a few other players who were retained. But when we look at the released players, in the last season, Gujarat Giants was going with a more overseas-centric squad. But this time around, we're seeing that they have released most of their overseas players. We have Annabelle Sutherland, Kim Garth, who actually performed really incredibly in one of the matches. We also have Georgia Warham and Sophia Dunkley also has been released, who is an able batter at the top order. But when we're looking at it, it's clear that Gujarat Giants is approaching this time more domestic players because that is the strategy you want to go forward with when it comes to a franchise league in India. And Mithali Raj, Nushin Al-Khadir, they know everything about the domestic circuit, who's coming up, who's performing well in the domestic circuit. So when we look at it, they call all the shots when there's an auction going on. In the last season as well, we saw that. But Ishaan, how do you look at this? They have the biggest purse going in. And, who do you think they should kind of target at this point? What kind of skill sets should they target?
So, you're right, Gargi. So, they do have the biggest purse while going for this auction. And, I think, in my opinion, they're looking to invest in domestic talent, Indian talent, which is, I think it is the right way to go ahead because, eventually you want to help and groom your Indian youngsters to, go out and perform at the best. So, it's a very good decision by them to try and invest and groom young Indian talent. Who they're going to go after, I think we'll only come to know while the auction is happening. But obviously, they would like to have a balanced team, like any other team. You would want a settled team. And, the last season, they just won 2 games, Gargi. So that's really unfortunate. And they'll be looking to, try and revamp their team and eventually go on and win a lot more matches this season. So eventually, I think they'll be looking for a balanced team, a team that can, stand out in this league and possibly, maybe make it in the finals.
You're right, when we're talking about balance, because last time around we saw that even though they did not perform, they did not win a lot of matches. They did have a good batting core, with Beth Mooney, Laura Woolford, we had Harleen Deol, we had Ashley Gardner and Himalata and Sneh Rana as well. So they had a good core, but this time around I'm seeing, I'm hoping that they go for more bowlers, specifically, there's Amanda Jade Wellington in the auction, there's Alana King, there's Shabnam Ismail. So I see Gujarat Giants going for these 3 bowlers because when we look at it, they have a good batting core. But when you talk about balance, right, you need to have those specific bowlers. Even Megan Schutt is in the auction, so they might just go for that all-round kind of thing. But when you look at Gujarat Giants' balance, do you think they will go for specific bowlers or should they go for all-rounders at this point?
I think in a T20 game, you'd obviously want to find your all-rounders. But having said that, I believe that the T20 game has, transformed into a bowler's game. A lot of people have mentioned that it's always the batsman's game. But it's your bowlers, I feel, who really win your matches, Gargi. So in your death overs, when you have to restrict, a certain amount of runs, it's your bowlers who will come really handy. So I feel they're going to go out there and, invest in young bowlers who they feel have the potential to, do well for the franchise and the Indian team as well in the future.
Yeah, and they have let go of a lot of bowlers. So we're kind of, if we were to predict where Gujarat Giants will look for when it comes to skill set, it's obviously the bowlers because Kim Garth has been released. We are seeing Hurley Gala being released. We are seeing Mansi Joshi, Monica Patel, Parunika Sisodia, who are domestic bowlers and have been performing well. Mansi Joshi, who was a regular in the Indian team some while back, kind of fell off the track a little bit, but she's back in the auction again because she has been released. So it's clear that Gujarat Giants is now going for a revamped bowling lineup. So I think that concludes our conversation about Gujarat Giants. We'll be here talking about more teams, what they could go for, what the combinations could look like. So stay tuned to Revsportz.
Thank you.